Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, look, a nice little speech organised here, but we're a small group. There's no need for standing on ceremony, so there's not. I met Breda shortly after my own election to the Shannon, and I'm the first ever, and I mean the first ever in the history of the state, independent senator elected in this country since 1937. And why am I telling you that? Not because I was elected, but because they got it so badly wrong when they tried to pull a stroke, they gave me the seat. That's the truth of the matter. Now, Breda has done exactly the same thing in Kilkenny. She has landed herself in there as an independent, but not only has she landed herself onto the council as an independent, she has actually stood up and taken them on. And she has made huge waves right across the country. Breda Gardner's name is well known in Dublin, so it is because she challenged the executive of Kilkenny County Council and wasn't afraid to do it. And she did it for all the right reasons. I don't know whether she will win or lose or draw, but at the end of the day she had the courage to stand up, while all the old political hacks that have been hanging around for the last 40 or 50 years were quite prepared to sit back and take the soup and to hell with everybody around them. And that, I mean this in the nicest possible way. The woman is the essence of honesty. That's my belief, and in the times that I've known her, she's hardworking, she's deeply committed. I think probably her original training as a nurse brings out that caring, empathetic side that's missing in an awful lot of the hard-nosed politicians that I meet. She is asked to move from the cat's cage into the lion's den of Leinster House, and she's asking the people of Carlow Kilkenny to put her there. Now, some might say she's insane to even think about that, but my own belief is we need people like Breda to come to Leinster House. The shenanigans that go on up there from day to day is unbelievable. You've got to be there to understand exactly what they are doing with your time, your money, your resources. We have situations where, in the Senate, we have situations where amendments or bills are brought to the Senate. Everybody in the room speaks in favour of them, and then you put them to a vote and they vote against them. And you go and you ask them, what's going on here, lads? And they say, oh, well, we were told to vote against that. So even on the most moral issues, there was an issue recently with David Norris who brought a bill on the issue of direct provision. Every single senator that spoke said what a great idea it was, what a wonderful piece of legislation it was, and it was long overdue. There were children in direct provision for 14, 15 and 16 years. And Norris said, fine, we'll put it to a vote now, we've got the wind in our sails. And he lost the vote. I've done it myself on betting, and I've lost the vote. There is a need for independence. Now, the story abroad is if you bring independents into Leinster House, they won't agree on anything. They'll all fall apart in a short period of time. I work with independent TDs every day in Dáil and in Leinster House, and I see how they work together. I see how they debate, how they agree, and sometimes how they agree to disagree, but not fall out. And that's slightly different than what happens in Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil or Labour. In Fianna Fáil or Labour or Fine Gael, if they fall out, they lose the whip and leave the party. And we've already seen a number of Fine Gael people, that's where Renew has come from. We've already seen Labour people having to jump ship because they simply cannot suck up the nonsensical behaviour that's going on anymore. Party politics in Ireland has let us down. Let us down badly. And not only that, in Carlow Kilkenny now they have the audacity to put forward a Fianna Fáil candidate who is already steeped, family history, steeped in Fianna Fáil politics, which brought us to the disaster that we're currently in. Carlow Kilkenny now needs somebody who will stand up and give leadership. And I believe that Breda has what it takes to give leadership to the people of Carlow Kilkenny. There will be arguments made that she's a novice. She's not a long time at it. You know, the great thing about being a novice is you don't know the rules. So when you go in, you can say anything you want, and believe you me, you'll see after a very short period of time when you walk in, they all straighten up because they don't know what you're going to say today, because you are totally unpredictable. You don't play by their rules. And incidentally, the notion that Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Labour are all at each other's throats, let's be honest about it, they're all interested in one thing and one thing only, and that is maintaining their position to go back where they came from. Indeed, the Magdalene ladies were promised the ends of the earth. That was all lovely for the TV screens, and once the TV cameras went away, then they pulled the plug on that and they came out with a worse deal than was available. What we need is somebody up there with compassion, somebody who understands what it's like for ordinary people, somebody who knows what it's like to walk into a hospital and see trolleys one after the other lined up with people who are ill, too ill to be on trolleys. We need somebody who understands that type of society. I believe, and I have travelled twice from Dublin, and I will travel again from Dublin to support Breda. I believe Breda will deliver a voice for Carlow and Kilkenny. She will raise the issues that concern the people of Carlow and Kilkenny. She will not be silenced. I'm not saying she's going to bring down a gold mine to ye or have ye all getting medical cards overnight or whatever. That's just not the way it works. But what she will do is she will shine a torch into the dirty little corners there are in Irish politics, and she will expose the nonsense that goes on. I'm asking you tonight, there's a small group of you here, if every one of you go out of here tonight and tell 5 people that you met an honest woman here, and ask them to tell 5 more people, in a very short space of time, we could see Breda running as the forerunner. I can tell you from a discussion I had as late as lunchtime today in Breda, I spoke to some people in the Dáil, and they're afraid of her. They are afraid of her, right? A woman with very little by way of resources. She's just a single woman here with her family trying to do a job for the people of Carlow and Kilkenny. She's done an excellent job for Kilkenny so far. So, look, I'm willing to push everything I have behind her. I have no money, but I'll push my voice and I'll help her in any way I can. I'm asking you guys, talk to 5 people. When you've spoken to them, ask them to speak to 5 more. And let's, out of the little acorn, build a great, great big oak tree here. Because I think this woman will be able to carry it on her shoulders. So I'm sorry about the lovely speech I have, but that's all I got to say about Breda. So thank you.
You said enough.